Good morning, this Friday, the 4th of June, 2021. We're already halfway through the year. And I'm talking today about being triggered, and I'm seeing a lot in people's readings, excuse me, people's readings that have been asking me questions about people triggering them. I'm seeing it a lot in conversations that are happening on social media. And it's this energy at the moment is people coming into other people's lives to trigger them in some way. This can happen in the workforce. This is happening with a lot of people in the workforce where a new employees coming in, and they may be a lot younger than you are and you've got more experience, yet they are dictating in a way, or they are demanding things in a way, being pushy, that's triggering you because you know what you're doing in this place, and how can they come in and think that they know better? So what's that triggering in you? Because it feels like it's people that are coming into your life that are triggering something in you are actually trying to learn something from you, but they're just going about it the wrong way. They're, they're coming in with more of an energy of I'm super confident and I know what I'm doing, but their higher self is in your space because their higher self knows that they can learn something from you. So it's the way that in which you are reacting, and we're also trying to clear energy from the past in how we reacted. So if someone comes into your life and they are pushing buttons with you and there is something about what they are doing and saying that's really annoying you, what are you meant to be clearing around this? Is there something in you that is trying to, rather than go home from work and complain about this person, is there something in you that is got to do it differently? You're meant to react differently, and by you reacting differently, you are actually helping them to heal something in themselves that they don't even realize needs healing. And even myself, I was triggered the other day. I'm very rarely triggered by people because I'm happy to let anybody be who they want to be. But I had someone on my page the other day that was trolling and leaving nasty comments. Normally I'm just like, yeah, that's just where they're at. But I got triggered, and I wasn't triggered because of what they were saying about me. I was triggered because how long do we have to keep being nasty to people? Like, when I feel like COVID was the start of us having to try to work together, come back together. The universe is trying to get us to all come back together and work together again. And we still have such a divide. It's like there's a lot of people that are trying to bring things together, and then there's still the power players trying to divide us. And if you think about it, in the past, we've always been divided, haven't we? We've always been told there's boys and there's girls. When you go to school, there's teams. So you've got to beat the other team. When you're doing tests in class, there's children that are better than you. And there's this divide of you're not all the same. But can't we be taught to all be different, but respect that difference within one another? Why is this need to be rude to people? I don't spend my days sitting there thinking, oh, I'm just going to go and look for some people's Facebook pages or Instagram pages, and I'll just pick a few out and I'll have a go at them because I'm really angry with my life. So I'm just going to upset other people. I don't think like that. Obviously, other people do think like that. But what I noticed the other day was this. I did delete the conversation that was happening before people got to read it, but it was basically someone telling me that anybody can predict earthquakes and tsunamis and whatever, because they happen every single day. And they were being smart about it. And they were saying like, oh, I can predict there's going to be a car accident because there's going to be one every single day, which is true. There is. But what I was trying to explain was that you can feel that, like the birds feel nature. When you're really in touch with energy, you can sense when something is about to happen. And they started to attack me to start with, but then they started writing back saying, well, how do you connect with energy? So there was something in them that wanted to break that cycle of the way that they'd been attacking people, and they wanted some kind of help, but they were just going about asking for the help in a very unusual way, in a kind of mean, sarcastic way, but deep down they were looking for help. And I feel like that is what's happening with everyone at the moment that's getting triggered. If you're at a workplace and your boss is not cooperating with you and treating you in a mean way, is there something that you're there in that environment to help them break that cycle? Because what you may be focusing on is, what is it doing to me? How am I feeling? If you're doing it all, internalizing it, rather than looking at the other person and thinking, what do they require from me? What is my energy bringing to them? Are they a negative person and I'm a very positive person? So rather than me allowing their negativity to take me down, is my positivity there to help lift them up? I think that's what's actually happening with why people are getting triggered. And so look at any kind of relationship you're in at the moment, that when someone is saying something to you, rather than repeating the same way that you've always reacted, stop for a moment. Just stop and internalize it and think, hang on, what are they getting from me? Am I the one that's supposed to break that cycle? Have they always manipulated someone? Have they always made somebody cry? Imagine if you had a boss and they love to upset people because that's their power, right? So they love to be more important because they've got insecurities of their own. So they love to feel as though they're more powerful and more important than everyone else. So they can make people upset or they can make people cry. And then when they make them cry, they then come along with, I can fix it. Then they're sympathetic to somebody. It's a little bit like governments, that they can create something and then fix it and then they look like the hero. So when somebody makes somebody cry and then they turn around and fix it, they look like a hero to themselves, only to themselves. But if you're the one that's come into this situation where a boss has repeatedly done that with people and you don't react and you're different, are you helping to shift something in there? Are you breaking that cycle? And that's why you're there. So you might think, oh no, I'm not in the right place. I'm not happy. Everybody around me's making my work life uncomfortable. But you're not looking at it as you're the one that's there to shift the energy in the place. You are the equalizer. So I really do believe that is something there's energy at the moment that's happening with triggering people. If you see something and you read something and you really roll your eyes and you just don't resonate with it whatsoever. When you're at that point of really being sure of who you are, you won't even need to comment. You don't need to comment. The only time you'll comment is when you're writing something kind, inspiring, or you can give really important information. Like some people really need to know. It's more like a fact you're giving because you've had the experience. But it's just, I felt very, very triggered last week because I am so tired of just reading comments from people that it's coming from such a low frequency. And I'm like, what are you not getting anything from this COVID situation, from the world situation? Can you not see the great divide? Can you not see that we're all meant to be working together? I'm just tired. I'm tired of, and I guess you are too. We're just tired of when are people just going to see that you can't solve everything by attacking or by dividing with each other? And of course, the governments will keep us divided because that's the way that they keep us controlled. Could you imagine a whole country full of people that all work together and all wanted to have a better place? What that would do for governments? That would be very fearful for them, wouldn't it? Because they would no longer have any control because we were all working together. So, of course, they have to keep us divided. And you see that with these government parties. You vote for this one or you vote for that one. They keep you thinking divided. They keep you thinking differently rather than accepting everybody. Yes, that was my little issue during the week of I was feeling triggered, like, come on, just why do you have to be so mean to people? I know they're going to get it when they die and they have to evaluate their soul. That's when they'll understand what they've been doing. But I think a lot of us feel like I wish they could just get it while they're here on earth to try and help their soul. So, yeah, I'm not sure what else I was going to talk about today. I haven't had any new thoughts on visions that, like things that are changing in the next. It kind of has this. The feeling at the moment is the energy is more about relating to people, working through relationships, stopping the way you used to do things in the past and doing it differently. That's kind of like what it feels like for the next couple of weeks. It's more of a personal, it's not so much about making plans with the outside, like the materialistic things. And if you're in any kind of problem or thinking what you want to do, rather than thinking about what it's going to give you, think about what you are trying to shift in you to bring a different experience. So it's very, what's the word? The energy at the moment is very much about our emotions and how we are trying to do things differently than the way that we always did them in the past. So yeah, that's something it's just gonna, if you're not taking any notice, it'll just keep happening to you. So you'll just keep getting triggered and triggered and triggered until you sit there and go, hang on, what am I meant to be showing that person? Why am I getting triggered by this? And what am I meant to let go myself? What am I meant to not react with like I used to react? So something to think about for the next couple of weeks with this energy that's circulating around. And I thought my little dog was gonna. Every time I try to do a video, my little dog needs to bark. I was going to try and get her over here so I could pick her up and show you what she looks like, because she sounds like a huge big dog that wants to attack everyone in the street, and she's very, very tiny. So, and her name is Miss Lola. She's outside now. If I get a chance to show you what she looks like, I will. So I am available for readings too at the moment. There she goes barking. I'm in a flow at the moment where readings are coming in and I'm getting them out within a day or two, and it's just like this constant flow. I feel like I'm really in alignment. And the readings that people have been getting back lately are so detailed. And they keep writing back going, whoa, that was the most detailed reading. There is so much information coming through for each person. So if you're interested in getting a reading, I do them all via email. I don't need to see you in my home. I don't need to ring you on the phone. You'll get everything you need to know will come through in the writing. You're not going to miss out on knowing something. So your guides and your higher self already know what you need to know. So that's what comes through, what you need to know. So I hope everyone has a good weekend, and I'll talk to you soon.